I don't have any problem with your right to bear arms so long as it doesn't conflict with my right to, live.
Are you kidding me? Look at what we do, man. Our whole life is violence.
I'm not talking about what we do to protect the city. I'm talking about the fact that as a black man, I am 3 times more likely to be killed by a gun than you.
He's got a point, Renee.
Seriously? You were a cop, man.
And cops would kind of like it if there were less people out there with guns.
One of our Heel 14 rifles and modified it with a bump stock. It's a hunting rifle.
That is not a hunting rifle. That is for military personnel, trained officers, law enforcement.
No, you just dream of a world where everybody's armed to the teeth, right?
It's my #1 priority. The DEO will begin phasing out the use of weapons of lethal force. We are destroying our guns.
On an all-new episode of Arrow Wednesday night, let me be real with you guys right up front. This is my favorite episode of Arrow of the entire series.
Hello, Reddit. What's your favorite superhero? Mine's anti-gun guy. If you don't like the video, you're gay.
Hello, I am Urkel Black Guy, and you need to take my opinions on gun control seriously. Greetings and salutations, Reddit. It is I, Austin, of the Reddit-hating lesbian dance theory channel, and today we are going to be talking about something that I stumbled upon yet again due to doom scrolling. TV shows that depict superheroes, Redditor type TV that you would watch, or white girls in their 20s. For some reason, that is a thing. These shows are essentially like crime shows, but just they have Magic Man to go save the day at the end, as opposed to being shot by a woman. Shows like The Green Arrow, where you have a Urkel-looking dude who would 180% get bullied by any actual black guy, having a actually moment, and it just never ends.
Instead of tracking him, we tracked the assault weapon.
Rifle. And Oliver took it, said he was following up a lead.
There's no gun ownership database for me to go through anyway.
Yeah, why wouldn't we want something like that?
So the government doesn't know our business, Hoss.
Can we please just not right now?
I don't have any problem with your right to bear arms so long as it doesn't conflict with my right to, live.
Are you kidding me? Look at what we do, man. Our whole life is violence.
I'm not talking about what we do to protect the city. I'm talking about the fact that as a black man, I am 3 times more likely to be killed by a gun than you.
He's got a point, Renee.
Seriously? You were a cop, man.
And cops would kind of like it if there were less people out there with guns.
18 people, by the way.
What?
The mall shooting. 18 people killed, 12 injured, one's a quadriplegic now.
Look, I know where you're going with this, but the feds had an assault weapons ban for years and it did nothing.
Actually, it did.
Sorry, Hoss. But if the bad guys got guns, then I'm strapping up too.
Why don't you like us talking about this?
I just don't like you guys arguing while I'm trying to work.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with a little healthy debate, Felicity.
It's not healthy if it doesn't accomplish anything, and it's not going to accomplish anything.
Actually, I disagree. Not about the...
That was very profound. You've swayed me. In fact, while I was doing research on this, in Reddit of all places, found this excerpt, and I could not find the scene, and I am not paying money for this gay-ass show. Basically, these shows have very low-hanging ways of making fun of political opposition. In this case, they're depicting a concealed carrier as somebody shooting wildly into the air, and Arrow Man comes in and he's like, "You're not allowed to have guns anymore." Let's just do a hypothetical. Let's just say that some idiot gave me money to run a TV show, and I had to plug, I don't know, some right-wing talking point in the show. And let's just say I do abortion, because abortion bad, and I make a character called, I don't know, Baby Disrespecter. And I depict Baby Disrespecter as somebody swinging babies by umbilical cords like weapons, kicking them into dumpsters, and then there's an OBGYN doctor in the background slowly clapping. It's basically the lowest effort way of just sort of depicting, hi, people I disagree with are stupid. It really does show you how absolutely dumb the average person is that watches these shows and takes this kind of shit seriously. There's also this weird dichotomy of law enforcement be the only one with guns, but also law enforcement destroy guns.
Passed his instant background check at the gun show. He has no history of mental health issues.
If you send your guys out there with the same weapons as him, it's going to turn into a war zone.
I need my guys to be armed, to defend themselves and protect the public. We're not the bad guys here.
Sometimes without trying, we can be part of the problem.
You think that gun gives you respect? It has no power. It's just a tool for spreading fear, and fear is not respect. You got something loud and ugly there. You think that's gonna make people hear you? If you just put down that gun.
No!
I need it. You don't need it, Arthur. None of us do.
Should have done a long time ago. Your safety is my #1 priority. The DEO will begin phasing out the use of weapons of lethal force. We are destroying our guns.
Director Jones, sir, I'm sorry, but how are we supposed to defend ourselves?
I know this transition may be difficult for some of you.
I'm telling you, if the writers of both this Supergirl show and this Green Arrow show were to compete at who could be the worst writer ever, it would truly be a dogfight between MiG-15s. Bump stock M14. Let's take the M14 and make it way worse.
Our Heel 14 rifles and modified it with a bump stock, the hunting rifle.
That is not a hunting rifle. That is for military personnel, trained officers, law enforcement. All right, here's what's going to happen right now. You are going to hand over all documentation relating to the Heel 14, and you are going to comply completely, 100% with our investigation.
You can do something about it. You can stop selling that weapon. No, you just dream of a world where everybody's armed with the teeth, right?
And truly, in hindsight, it really makes sense how the pendulum swung the other direction so hard, because these shows are so nanny, smarmy, preachy, and like filled with this fake, like heavy size, profound, fake profoundness that it makes sense. It really is like the worst thing I've had to sit through and watch.
Gun epidemic for the Daily Planet years ago, and I'm trying to figure out how he was able to track a private sale of an assault weapon without a registry, so.
People don't like the government keeping track of the guns they own.
I never really understood that argument, that someone's right to own an assault weapon is more important than someone's right to go to school safely.
I have a gun for self-defense. I have used it for self-defense.
And I think truly my favorite trope of all of these shows is I would never, ever, ever, ever use a gun. Now stand aside while I shoot an arrow into this guy's skull. Very like Redditor's I've studied the blade, I don't need a gun type beat there.
Greatest strength in the universe lies not in war, but in peace. We are agents of peace.
I heard what you said about strength and peace, and I believe in that. That's why the only weapon anyone needs is a shield.
I guess, long story short, these shows are literal aids, and I'm glad that they're not really taken as seriously anymore.
No.
That is the way you think of male feminists. You think of them as sneaky. It's creepy.
But that's going to do it for me today, guys. This is Austin of the Yoki Rambo coin, and I will see you in the next one.
Smell that. What? Another dead body of an incompetent male, perhaps?
I thought Veronique's had a hard no liberals policy.
Underneath it all, you are scared to death of a powerful woman you can't control.
I have a few questions for Mr. Edge, so I'll just shuffle on back.
Not so fast, sweetheart.
Don't grab women, sweetheart.
Hurt you. The way you hurted me. I can't! You act like you care about me, but you don't even respect me. You are freaking! And you can't keep a boyfriend, and you can't keep a job, and no one likes you. And you are going to rebellion, and you deserve it, because you are superficial and selfish and prejudice person.
Thank you, Vintage Warfare, for all the newly gained subs. It's much appreciated, and thank you for getting me out there. Have a blessed day, and stay safe.
All right, now that we've reached the tail end of the video, I am still fighting the demonetization on my channel, so if you want to support me and see more content like this, go ahead and hit the link in the pinned comment and the description. It would help me out a lot. Thank you.